Hello Facebook friends, happy Monday. I hope you've had a brilliant start to the week already, or if you're up in the Northern Hemisphere, I hope you've had an amazing weekend and it's finished off beautifully for you. Today I wanted to talk to you about the worst piece of business advice I've ever received. Well, maybe it's not the worst, but I've certainly had some crazy pieces, and I wanted to talk about this today because while I was on my morning walk, I was really reflecting on it and thinking that probably it's hurting a lot of people. So let me start off by, actually, say hi if you're joining me. I can see lots of beautiful people. Oh, Michelle and Courts and Melissa, all lovely people joining me, as if there wouldn't be amazing people joining me from my world. So anyway, when I started business 25 years ago, it was very different to what business is like now. And there was no social media, there was no email. My business, for any of those of you who don't know, was a local business. So we had a bricks and mortar store. I had a dance studio that were in a location. And I went in there, I put a key in the door, I went in there every day and I did my thing. I knew who my competitors were. I knew who who the other dance stores were, or the other dance studios that were in my state or, close by. But that's all I really knew about them. I didn't know anything else about them. And I wanted to talk about this because I think that it's something that a lot of people are getting held up on, and that's really... And it's this social media world, right? We start to pay attention what's happening to everyone else, and we start following people, and we start getting really obsessed with looking at what is it that they're doing, what are they saying, what does their website look like, what does their lead magnet look like, and we start paying a lot of attention to what's going on. And this, I find, and it's happened to me, and I know it happens to a lot of people in my world, it holds them back because they get this fear of moving forward. And I'd love you to let me know right now, has this happened to you? Have you allowed this fear to hold you back? And I know that it's not just me. I know that it's not. And it's okay. All right. You're not going just by being vulnerable and putting your hand up and saying, me too. And I'm not talking about hashtag the Me Too campaign. Let's leave that for another day. But have you allowed social media to freeze you, to feel like you're not good enough? Judy, I love you. Well done for putting your hand up and saying that this has happened to you, because it's not just you and me. Leonie, absolutely love you too. Oh wow, I'm glad that you're finally watching. And oh my goodness, I don't even know how to say your name. Ashraf, please tell me if that's right or wrong. I like to pronounce people's names properly. But I wanted to share with you the worst piece of business advice I got, and I can actually remember exactly the room that I was in. I was actually in the room. There was a speaker in the room. He was phenomenal. He was an amazing speaker, and the piece of advice that he shared was know your competitors and know absolutely everything that they are doing. And he used it in the context that a professional athlete understands who all their competitors are. They understand exactly, what their PBs are, what their world records are, what their records are, how fast they're running or swimming or whatever it is. And professional athletes know everything. And he was saying that as business owners, we should be exactly the same. Like, just think about that for 2 seconds. If you knew all of your competitors and knew everything that they were doing, how would that help you, or how would that make you feel in moving forward in your business this week? Like, seriously, think about it now and think, if you were watching everything that everyone was doing, how would you be taking action this week? Like, really let that sink in for 2 seconds before we change that. Grant, hello. Mwah. I love that. I don't have any competitors, and that's exactly what I was going to say. Beat me to it, and that's because you're a super smart cat, and that's the people that are in my world. So the worst piece of advice I ever received: know your competitors and absolutely everything that they're doing. Now, like I said, this guy was he was an amazing speaker, and everything that was coming out of his mouth, I was like, wow, that's a super great way to look at it. So I did. I took what he said and I took it on. And what started to happen was I started to get frozen in my tracks. I was too afraid to move forward. I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like anything that I said wasn't as good as someone else's. Anything that I produced wasn't as good as someone else's. Or what I was saying was different to someone else's. And that's when I realized it was the worst piece of advice that I'd received. And let me tell you, that was on the back of a couple of months of being frozen. And when I realized this, I knew that something had to change. And I was on a walk this morning, and I was walking past a pedestrian crossing, and the pedestrian crossing lights were flashing amber. So there was two people standing there ready to cross, and it was peak hour. There was cars coming this way, cars going that way, and they were a bit like, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure. Where in actual fact, I was looking and thinking they could actually just step out. Those people were slowing down. They were expecting them to walk over the road. They could see the lights flashing amber, and they could have walked and they would have been okay. Next minute, someone else walks up. His focus was, obviously, he was running late for work. I need to get to the other side of the road. So his focus was, I need to get over there. He looked both ways. He could see the traffic slowing down, and with absolute confidence, he stepped onto the road, not just randomly in front of the traffic, but stepped onto the road to make sure that people had seen him. So the cars stopped, and then he walked across the road, called the other two people to go with him, and they all crossed the road. And I thought that was just such a beautiful metaphor for what I want to share with you to really take on board this week. And that's number one, focus on what you want, because so many of us focus on what it is that's in our way. Like, I want clients, or I want to bring money in, or I want whatever it is, instead of focusing on what is the outcome that we're trying to achieve. So number one, focus on what you want. And actually, I just really explained that quite badly. So thanks for the love hearts, because what I meant to say was we focus on what stops us. So there you go. You've caught me vulnerable on Facebook Live saying something crazy backwards. Focus on what you want and not what you don't want. Number two, once you've understood that this is what you want, assess what you need. Don't just blindly go in and then, have the story in our head that we fail. So focus on the outcome or focus on what we want, and then go, okay, well, what is it that I need? Is there a skill that's missing? Do I have a lack of confidence here? Who can help me with that? Who can help me connect with someone I need to a resource, or whatever it is, okay? So number one, focus on the outcome. Number two, assess what it is that you need. And number three, move forward. Don't think that you need the confidence to move forward, because if that's your belief, you'll never be moving forward. Because let me tell you, I do not feel confident every time I move forward. And if you're watching and you know what I'm talking about, I call them sweaty palm moments. When we go to move forward and our palms are sweating and I can't think of another way to say this, when we're shitting ourselves, we still have to go. And it's that art or that action of moving forward that's going to give us the confidence to be able to do that again and again. And then next time we'll be able to do something that's a little bit more scary and a little bit more out of our comfort zone. So this week, I want you to really focus on those three things. Focus on what you want, or your outcome. Assess what you need and start to understand what you need to fill the gaps. And number three, move forward. So I want to leave you with this. This week, every time you find yourself paying attention to what someone else is doing, or every time you don't have the confidence to move forward, say to yourself, why not me, and why not now? because like Grant beautifully said before and took the words beautifully out of my mouth, we actually don't have any competitors. Like Seth Godin says, in a world of brown cows, be the purple cow. There is no one like you. You are unique. Everything that you teach is unique. Even if you're doing something that you think a million people are in the world are doing, they're not doing it your way. So guys, why not me? Why not now? Embrace that this week. I'd love to continue the conversation. Let me know during the week. Pop back in. Let me know how many, when you say to yourself, why not me? Why not now? Let's do this. Share with me, how much has it changed what you're doing? Grant, hashtag be you get paid. I love that. I have a little note that's up on my wall that says, I get paid for being me. I don't get paid for being anyone else. I get paid for being me. And when I embrace that and embrace my quirky, unique, crazy, nutso self, that's what people are attracted to and that's what people are drawn to. So just embrace that, guys. If this has resonated, let me know. Like I said, jump back in. If you're watching the recording, I'd love you to come back in and share. Oh, thank you for the love hearts, people. You're making my Monday. Love Heart Monday. Love it. I'm going to pop a link to my Thought Leaders Positioning Checklist in the comments below, which is the 5 key ways to position yourself as a thought leader. And if you're watching this, that's what you are. I want you to be the purple cow in this world of brown cows. Embrace you. So jump down, grab a copy of the Thought Leaders Positioning Checklist, but definitely jump on and let me know how much it's changed your thoughts, your actions this week by saying, why not me? Why not now? Thanks so much for joining me, guys. I've really enjoyed coming on. Thank you so much for the love hearts. Thank you, Grant. Appreciate it. Thank you for everyone that's joined me. Mwah. Have a wonderful week.